Tired of controller confusion with your Sega Genesis Mini using Retroarch and HackG? I was too. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to install Player 1 and Player 2 with just 3 easy steps. Trust me, this works. Just make sure you have Retroarch in your games installed first. So with that, let's get right into it. I'm going to use Mortal Kombat 1 for Sega Genesis to show you how to set up the 6 buttons in this tutorial, but feel free to use whatever game you want. As long as you know what the 6 buttons are supposed to do in that game, you'll be fine. This is step 1, so start up Mortal Kombat. You might have to press start on your controller to launch it in Retroarch. Once you're in the main menu of Mortal Kombat, if this is your first time setting up Retroarch, you might have to press the reset button on the console itself. This will launch the quick menu in Retroarch. So figure out your controller buttons, get back to the main menu and go down to settings and then input. If you scroll down, you'll see there's port 1 and port 2 controls. This is your player 1 and player 2 controllers. This step is just communicating with Retroarch what buttons are on your controllers. This has nothing to do with mapping the buttons to Mortal Kombat. You can see there's a save controller profile here. You're definitely going to want to hit that once you set this part up. You can see the D-pad and the buttons, just set those up exactly how they should be. Go back up to the top and make sure to save the controller profile. Now go into port 2 for player 2 controller. Set player 2 controller up the exact same way, just make sure you save that controller profile as well. So back out into the main menu and get back into Mortal Kombat. This is step 2. You're going to want to set up a 2-player fight. Even if you're only setting up one 6-button controller, just use your 3-button controller to set up a 2-player fight. That way you don't have the computer trying to fight you while you're setting up the buttons. You might notice that your controls are a little weird on the 6-button controller, so we're going to actually map the buttons here and figure that part out. So under the quick menu, go down to controls. You can see that there's 3 save files. Just make sure to save all those once you set up port 1 and port 2. This is actually mapping the buttons to the game itself. You can see we're working with port 1, so the D-pad should be normal. I've never had any issue setting that up. And set up the rest of the buttons here as they should be and just test out that they work properly. The weird part is you can see that my select and start I got as mode and then start, and my L button is Z, and my R button I got set up as my C button on the controller. So that's a little bit weird, but I just made sure that it worked in the game, and that's exactly what you're going to want to do. So back out and save the controller profiles in those 3 sections, and just go back into the game and make sure player 1 buttons are working how they should be. Start is block in Mortal Kombat as well. Mode probably won't do anything while you're standing there. Now all you have to do is go back into the controls and set player 2 controller up in port 2 the exact same way. Just make sure the buttons are set up the same way and they should work. Just make sure to save the controller profiles again. Now go back into the game and just test out player 2 and make sure those buttons are working how they should be. This is step 3. Back out to the main menu and go to configuration file and save the controller settings. Now go down to the settings menu and then go into configuration. And make sure all these are turned on, okay? That means you can save the configuration on quit so you don't have to set it up again. And also turn on global options so that it works across all your games. Now go back into the main menu and quit out of Retroarch. When you start Mortal Kombat again, you can see that your controls are being loaded in the top left. That means it's working. So yeah, I hope that helped you out. If you're still thinking about picking up a mini console or one of the USB 6-button controllers, I have links down in the description whether you're in US or Canada. And I'd also appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss any content from us. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care.